Hello and welcome to another installation of TechTalk. It is a really special one. Look at all these smiling faces. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Kurt. Mike, why don't you give us a bit of an intro? What are we talking about? And why is Kurt back?
Well, Kurt is, I think we'll discuss him before we hit record that, he's one of the originals straight away, so no invitation required. Every now and then, either he'll ask to join or we'll ask him to join, and it's nice to catch up with him and seeing what's happening out in the industry. Obviously, he's certainly at the forefront of the industry, and he's usually out doing nice, interesting things, whether it be in Victoria or interstate and so on. So, yeah, welcome back, Kurt, and always nice to see you, mate. Always nice to have you about. And what have you been up to, I guess, is the leading question.
Well, thanks for having me, panel. It's great to be back. What's been happening? Well, like you guys, there's a lot of things have been going on. The industry is, going berserk. A lot of awesome operators out there and a lot of awesome floors getting produced, as you guys would know. I have been spending a bit of time in the machinery area, like working with guys that are purchasing, making a bit of an investment into a new Husky machine or HTC machines. Well, same thing at the moment. And I've just been going out on site a lot as well with my training and the training stuff and just dialing in the machine for them. Some guys that aren't used to that high performance machinery or some of the tweaks that are on it. I always still just bring it back to basics. That's, if anyone who's worked with me knows that's how I roll. But yeah, we've had a lot of success with just getting guys confident and upskilled on their new purchases. So it's a nice little avenue we've taken at the moment. So it's good to have that out there.
I think you've been plugging a fair bit. You're going to be running a bit of a workshop for HTCs. Is that right, Kurt?
That is correct. That is. We have been doing a bit of a plug, apparently quite a plug, from the marketing team. But
I was going to ask you, every second Instagram post is your ad. Can you please stop that? That's what I really want to ask you.
I have no control over it. I'm sorry. I apologise in advance, and I also apologise in advance because there's a sweeper just about to go by, and he's really has no process because he's going really slow.
It's another opportunity on the street there, Kurt.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we're just doing a little. We thought we'd just dive into a little bit more of an area and do a bit of a demo day. Well, it's not really a demo. We're not really demonstrating anything. We're using our HTC machines, the older versions. It's not like they're new into the market, but obviously, what we see a lot in the industry and what Rockup Group does all the time is we're always working with three-headed machines. We're always working, and training on that certain type of machinery. And we just thought, you know what, let's just do something different with a different machine. There might be a few people out there that want to see the comparisons between the two and look at it from a contractor's point of view and just, really get into a room and talk about it. We will be doing first cut, second cut and grout the day before because we're only doing it on one day. And then on the second day, we will run through first cut, second cut and grout and polishing the area that we did the day before. So we're trying to capture as much as we can in one day. So it's going to be pretty full on.
Nice.
Yeah.
As you say, HTC always seems to be absolutely in four-headed machines, always part of the conversation. But yeah, as you say, sort of lean into it and make it, the main part of the conversation. Wants to be good.
Exactly. Look, everyone knows it's not my preferred machine, and I won't lie about that. But there are guys that use those machines, and what I like to do as Rockup Group is still always bring it back to the basics, back to the process. Yes, we've got different performance with a 4-head compared to a 3-head, but if we still don't have a recipe to create and bake that cake, well, you're going to be pushing poo uphill.
Kurt, when is it? Where is it? Give us a plug. Don't be ashamed.
That was my next question.
Well, if you haven't seen it on any Insta or Facebook, I'm going to throw it out there one more time. Oh God. It is on the 26th of November. It is a Saturday. It's in Broadbeach, Gold Coast. And we're not going to fill the spot up, guys. We are capping it at a certain amount of people purely because I just don't want to overdo the room. I want everyone who's in there to be, getting something out of it, what they're there for. So we will cap it at a certain amount, and you can get tickets on our Instagram. Just go to our link tree, and if you haven't already seen that on our marketing, and that's where it is.
Wow.
That's
Milan, you thinking of going to this?
Yeah, Milan, what's going on?
I'm just disappointed I wasn't even invited, because I used to be a HTC operator. I thought I'd at least get some sort of plug, or do you want to, any input? But
no.
I'd love to come along. I could talk about HTCs all day if you want me to. Well, I guess one question I had for Kurt, I get a lot of questions about HTC machines, particularly the Juratic model. A lot of guys have issues with grooving on either side of the machine and things like that. Is that something you're going to touch base on there? Because it seems to be a bit of an issue.
100%. We're going to touch base on everything. It's purely based around that machine on the day. So if you've got questions and having technical problems or process problems with that machine, it's definitely the best place to be in the room with, because you're going to have the same type of people having the same problems that want to nut out some things. So if you are a HTC user and you are experiencing some of those things, I mean, this is the perfect place to be.
Yeah. So, Kurt, I haven't spoken to the other guys about this, so this is going to be a bit of a left of field to them.
Why do you always do that?
Well, a bit of a surprise. You want to ruin it. So you're always running these 3-head training courses mostly to date, predominantly, and you've been on the road now, like full time, committed to training the industry for pretty much 12 months now.
Yep.
And we think that what you've been doing is absolutely fantastic. We really appreciate what you're doing for the industry, because that for us it's always about building the industry and supporting everyone, particularly in an industry that's not doesn't come with a trade or anything like that. Supporting of each other is everything. We build this industry together, and we think you've been doing an absolutely fantastic job out there, and we actually wanted to give you a bit of extra support on this one. Knowing
you're sending us all to the Gold Coast to help him on the training day. I'll make the coffees. You beauty. Let's go.
Yeah, we want to give you a cup of coffee.
Beautiful. I love a cup of coffee.
No, we know that your toolbox is going to be full of all the stuff that you've been using for your 3-head demonstrations.
Yes.
But we actually want to support you by providing you with all of the gear that you're going to need to set up a 4-head machine with Works Class gear.
Wow, that's a big one, isn't it? Wow.
So what did you say? You're doing 15 first stages, 15 second cuts.
No. Yeah, I mean that's awesome. We are. I'd love to run some of the tooling on it, 100%. And you guys know that I'm always going to place that tooling in there. We're also, chemicals is going to be a big one that we're going to want assistance with, I believe.
Absolutely.
So there are multiple things that I would love to use from Works, 100%. But I'm also going to be working with another contractor that might have other things in his repertoire. So we're going to be not mix matching, but there's going to be certain types of tooling, and more than happy to have the top tooling provided on the day. And that's my main thing, really. You know what I mean? So we're not there to experiment with tooling. That's not what it's about. We're putting high performance machinery with high performance tooling, and I know what that tooling is, and we will be representing all of them on the day. So,
Grouse.
Yeah.
But and you can keep that in your toolbox for later.
No, I am running low.
He's checking his stock.
So, hey, I reckon we should have a bit of a quiz of, and this is just a bit of fun, a little bit of a quiz. Everyone should tell a little secret about HTC, what nobody knows. A little something. I reckon it'd be cool. Milan, come on, give us one of it's up your sleeve. Come on.
A secret about HTCs.
Like what nobody knows. Something.
They polish really fast. I don't know if people really know. I've seen these machines pushed really slow in with polishing stages, but they polish really fast. I don't know if that's a secret or not, because yeah, a lot of those machines tend to go a bit slow for my liking.
Oh, I like it.
I've found that you can get not a lot more, but a bit more gloss sometimes in the higher end of the polishing, just based on that head going over it. And obviously with the fall, sometimes it can be a game changer to reduce heat on your floor. So yeah, I've noticed that in the past, that you can get and this is going to be a great one on the day, we're not going to have a Husky there. Bugger. I was going to say, gloss readings are always the best thing to do. You know what I mean? As an operator, you're like, yeah, that does look glossy, but sometimes you've got to get the measurables out and put it to the test.
Nice. Well, I've got one up my sleeve as well that I learned from my New South Wales friend, Milan, which I didn't know, and I think that's pretty cool to know, is because people always versus Huskies against HTC, right? And the interesting thing is, in technology-wise, the remote is actually Wi-Fi versus Bluetooth. So Wi-Fi is actually slower than Bluetooth. So when it comes to actual reactivity, like the remote talking to the actual grinder is actually slower with Wi-Fi, with the HTC versus the Husky. So I think that's a cool one.
You were talking before about how you get higher gloss out of the HTCs as well. One of the things that I think actually contributes to that is the fact that the scratch patterns go across each other, right?
Yeah, okay.
Which means that as we're polishing, it hits it from both sides, and it creates a push-pull mechanism as well. Where that's why the machine's so balanced. But
right.
That's why you get that really good gloss, is because the
crossover
are crossing over each other.
That's a good one.
Yeah, they're not just because what tends to happen with a same direction machine, like all other machines, is that it's repeatedly going in exactly the same track.
Yes.
Every time it passes over, we want to do multiple RPMs over it, but every time it goes over, it goes exactly the same spot, moving always in the same arc and everything as well. That when we've got the other two going in the opposite direction, it's hitting it on the other side. Which actually allows the tool to process it further than what we can get with this all same direction rotation.
Less likely to get machine marks with resins too as a result.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was actually going to touch on that because obviously we had a really good, at our last seminar, we had the luxury to run also Clindex, and we saw some really interesting results with technology, obviously anti-clockwise direction versus same clockwise direction with the Husky. And now I call it the little hybrid. HTC's got a little bit of both, which I think is very interesting. So we've got three very different types of technology, and you get very different scratch patterns, very different types of results and finishes and so on. It's really interesting how we all can get results with all different types of machinery.
All right, so secret HTC, this is a historical secret. HTC and Works Plus have a history that goes back a long way, because the family that is Works Plus was actually the original distributor for HTC in Australia back in the late 90s. It was the cancelling of that distributorship agreement that actually inspired the creation of the King Concepts brand, which then became Husqvarna. Now, not quite as straightforward as what it looks like. Husqvarna is a Swedish company, HTC is a Swedish company, and when they went to market looking for a concrete grinding machine to buy to add to their catalogue, they actually tried to buy HTC first, and HTC said no. They had their reasons. They said no, and so then they ended up buying King Concepts instead. All those years later, they finally got to buy HTC.
Yeah. Wow. A long time later.
Now all those new generation Husqvarna machines come out of the HTC factory.
Yes,
so
because
how do you live with yourselves?
All right, guys, thanks for that. Another good topic discussed today. So always good to have Kurt back on. Thanks for joining us, mate. And just before we do shoot off and go and get some of that sweet cold nectar known as beer, give us a reminder once more, Kurt. Where will we find you for the HTC Day? When and where?
Yep. So it's Gold Coast, 26th of November, and yeah, if you want to get a ticket, it's on our Instagram. If you just want to contact us privately or Instagram as well. It's really the best platform, really. So, yeah, love to see guys there if they want to come along. And thank you, boys, for putting me on the show again. Always a pleasure.
See you again.
No,
Always
absolutely good to see you,
faces.
Matt. And just important to mention that Kurt did mention earlier that it will be cut. So if there is any interest there, make sure you get in, be quick.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Was that your secret?
That's capped. No, you let the cat out of the bag earlier.
You can always give us your full secret, your secret.
Well, I'll give you a bit of a teaser for my secret. Let's just say, as a bit of a hint, you could say it's actually Victoria's secret.
No.
All right, time to shut it down.
Shut it down.
We'll leave you with that. Leave you with that.
Leave it on, Mike.
That's a different time slot. We're on too early for that.
Let's go on pay-per-view. We actually pay you to watch it.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Secret life of Mike.
You pushed me for a secret. You got one.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Cheers,
Thanks,
boys.
guys.
See you guys.
Thanks for having me. Take it easy. Good to see you off.